with more Fear the Walking Dead. This is episode 2 of season 6. Very excited to continue this season and see where they're going to go with things further. Because the premiere was awesome, so good. I like the focus on Morgan, and the whole story they had going on was really interesting. And a few kind of mysteries set up, like with that whole key, and then the like submarine thing at the end for a season-long arc. But obviously the focus was mainly on Morgan, so I feel like they're doing the classic Walking Dead formula, where every episode may focus on one or two different characters, and then eventually the group finds its way back to each other. I don't know if that's exactly where they are going with it. Maybe we'll follow Morgan again in this one. Maybe we're going to be focusing on different people. Maybe it'll be different people and Morgan. I don't know. I'm hoping to at least start seeing some other characters in this one, because obviously we don't want to wait too long to see all of our favourites. But yeah, an amazing premiere, and I hope it set the stage for a pretty cool season. If we can keep up with how great the first episode was, I think we're in for a hell of a season 6. So fingers crossed it's going to be cool, and we'll see what's going to happen next. But yeah, let's get into the next one.
In between the eyes.
In between his eyes, prick.
Door.
Maybe it's some like Care Bears or something. Sorry about it. Whoa! Oh, that's kind of terrifying. Oh man. Bye! Oh man. Wow. Feasting like kings, those bastards. Yeah!
You're so important. How come you're the one carrying a bucket of shit? I'm not.
At least he's not talking it. Oh god.
Stop! Leave him alone.
Dakota!
Thank you, random girl. Wow, those two are having a shit day.
I'm Alicia. Dakota.
Strand.
I know who you
Liam.
are.
The Western Territories.
Is that Daniel?
He's gotta be out there somewhere.
Copy. You ready for him?
Yeah.
Send him in.
Gotta be so easy to just go.
He was just hell-bent on getting that darn cat of his. Things got ugly because he wouldn't stand down when it didn't go his way. Everybody's got to contribute, so just be grateful. He still knows how to give a decent haircut, or he'd be cadaver children.
You bitch.
So is this the fate that awaits us?
Skid Mark better be okay.
I don't know who you are.
Oh my god. Look how they've massacred my boy.
Alicia?
Oh damn.
Victor. Charlie. But they keep clear after what happened to the night team. What happened to the night team?
Nom 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 nom.
We're gonna take out all the rangers and get the hell out of here. You and I are never gonna clean another latrine again.
Oh boy. It's a lovely plan, but it's also a TV show.
Virginia's my sister.
Oh. Hostage! Okay, maybe not. She seems nice. But plan B, hostage.
I saw the tapes that you left everywhere. My sister, she was obsessed with them.
So our reputation precedes us.
I like that
Because
their tapes kind of have influenced like loads of people, like even the guy in the first
I just
episode.
need to get it. She wants whatever is in there. Look, there's someone out there that she's trying to kill. She wants to use it against them.
Okay, who put it there? How does she know it's in there? What we need to do to survive this. I can't do it on my own. Not without you. Not the way it should be done.
Aww.
Being with you, it helps me do just that. And it's not about right or wrong. It's about being someone you can look in the eye when this is all over.
Aww. Strand. Wholesome as hell. I love their relationship.
This is gonna work.
Let's bloody hope so.
It'll work.
Ah, that's a good system, just keep cycling around, yeah. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, well. Oh, where did it go? Oh, shit! Hey! Wouldn't be surprised if Charlie's bald the next time we see her.
This beats cleaning up shit, doesn't
I think I'd rather clean up shit, to be honest. Thanks for the help, you two. Oh! Well. You literally had a gun and you still died. Like, useless. Wow, you guys were useless, let's be honest. My goodness. Yeah, thanks for your help, buddy.
We could have killed him and been miles away by now.
Why didn't you?
Good question.
No.
You said you wish you had the guts to stand up to them. Today is your day to be a hero.
Oh my god! Strand, what the hell? Whoa.
I tried to stop him. But this is what he wanted. He did it for us.
Oh my god, Strand. I mean, I know Strand's done some morally grey stuff, to say the least, like stay alive and everything, but that is something else.
It's over. Come on, let's go.
Well, don't get all pissed at her for like following her advice and everything. You wanted her around so you could take her advice.
There's nothing here.
The thing I'm looking for ain't in here. It's you. A true leader. And from what you did here today,
Really?
each and every one of you, you are the key.
You could have proved that in a different bloody way. Come on.
You are never to leave my side again. Do you understand that?
You really don't remember? The warehouse?
Oh.
Skid marks? None of it?
Those two had such a good relationship and they've just undone it.
I've reassigned you, Alicia.
To what? Where?
Somewhere far away from me.
Okay, you're not making any sense.
We almost died today. Sanjay did die.
So we could do what
Yeah,
we
you
did.
killed him.
You make me remember the person that I am. And to do all the things that I need to do now. For you, for me, for all of us.
He can't be that person.
I have to forget that person.
Ah.
I can't do it.
I mean, I get where he's coming from, but what a mess. I mean, still haven't seen Skidmark. I'm annoyed.
Whoa! What are you doing?
Come on, Daniel, come through.
Put scissors inside.
Is he playing 4D chess?
Much obliged, friend.
Morgan?
If in fact you are a friend.
You know who I am, Daniel.
Oh, shit.
Good to see you, Morgan.
Yeah, he does remember.
I thought it was you she was looking for.
Oh, man. You can't break Daniel Salazar. Okay, well, another really great episode. I thought that was really well done. And good to see quite a few different characters again since the end of last season. But we also got a bit of Morgan at the end as well, which was fun. Yeah, some very crazy twists and turns just in that one episode. I've really enjoyed the opening sequence with like all the walkers locked in there and then like the oil and stuff coming out, people getting dragged in. It really kind of set the dark tone, I think, that the episode kind of ran with. And yeah, it was just a very atmospheric, cool beginning. And obviously introduced us to Sanjay, who then, in a way, played a big role in a shift in Strand's character arc, I guess you could say. And that's quite the fascinating direction. And up until the last minute, my big issue with the episode was I didn't like what they were doing with Daniel, and I thought, well, what a way to ruin the character and take so much of what makes him great away, and undoing all that development and the relationships he's formed recently. But then we got the ending scene, and classic true Daniel Salazar style, he does seem to remember. So obviously then he wouldn't know who Morgan is, and he is playing some kind of 4D chess, maybe even 5 or 6D chess, because it's Daniel, and he's awesome, and he's gonna goddamn get skid mark back if it's the last thing he does, and I'm here for it. So I liked that reveal in the end, because up until that I was like, why have they done this to Daniel's character? This is like one of the least interesting things you could do to a character, is, give them memory loss, in my opinion. I've never been a huge fan of that trope. For the most part. Some shows do it quite well, but yeah, I'm glad they didn't really have that as a long-term plan. But it did kind of feed in, I think, to one of the themes of the episode was like forgetting who you are, because Daniel seemingly had Morgan's kind of forgotten who he used to be, because Morgan Jones is dead and he's kind of this new person now. And then we had the big deal with Strand saying, I need to forget who I was and who I am, and be who I need to be to keep the people I care about safe. And yeah, the shift in Strand's character, that's quite something, because he's done a lot of shady shit in the past. We know this, and it's one of the reasons I love him, and a lot of us love him, I think. But just killing Sanjay like that, brutal. That was quite a way to go. I mean, at least just like stab him in the head so he doesn't feel any of that pain when he's getting eaten alive, and then chuck him down. But just, man, I guess he needed to be alive because the walkers would want the fresh meat, but he would have just died. I don't know. It's a tricky business, but that was crazy, seeing him and Alicia kind of really struggling to get used to this new normal for them, having to be workers and stuff. I like Strand standing up to that jerk at the beginning, and a lovely speech about him wanting to keep Alicia around because she would make him someone he could look in the eye when all this is said and done. And if he gets a chance to live again and be human again, get their humanity back, he wanted to be someone that he could actually live with and actually be in a new world, and Alicia would do that for him. But then, with all this kind of escalating the way it has, and he's always kind of, he's always been a bit shady, and that's always been a big part of who he was, and sometimes he's always leant back on that, and he's kind of going to that again, it's kind of, he can't resist being that person, and Daniel's always seen Strand as that person as well, and that's kind of who he needs to be right now. So it was interesting seeing him return to that as Daniel seemingly had forgotten a lot of who he was and all the people around him, but that's not the case at all. So yeah, I don't know how I feel about how he just killed Sanjay like that. I was kind of like, well, I'm not really rooting for you now. So that was odd, even though I really like Strand. But what he was saying, he was trying to protect Alicia and all the others at the end, and I feel like he does have this big game plan, and he wants to be like the inside man, I guess. But it's a risky thing, but he's to kind of sacrifice the person he could be, potentially, and sacrifice the future he would want for himself to protect the people he cares about. So while it almost does seem selfish in a way, how things played out for Strand here, kind of just throwing Sanjay under the bus and under the walkers, is also in a way selfless, because he's putting himself at more risk in the firing line to keep the people safe. But in doing so, he's losing the person he could be and that good man he could become. So it's interesting, and that's what makes him so complex and interesting as a character, is that he keeps leaning back on that side of himself and he's trying to not trust his gut anymore because he wants to be a better man, but he also needs to survive. So weighing up those two sides of himself, really cool and really interesting, and he wishes he could forget who he could be becoming, because it would just be easier to just be like this selfish guy who doesn't really care about anything. So really, really interesting stuff with Strand, and we'll see where they go with it. The fact that he now is kind of one of the higher-ups. I do think the whole, there's the key to the big weapon inside this storage thing, you have to clear it all out, and you guys were the key, because you just needed to survive. I know you're a good leader. There are like a million other ways you could have tested that without doing that bullshit. I mean, How many people, including some of your own people, she just threw in there and sacrificed and let them die just to be like, oh, I want you to be an army, you're a good leader. Like, surely you knew that anyway. That I thought was a bit stupid and a bit ridiculous. But, yeah, I guess it got to an interesting point in Strand's character, so I can kind of move past it. But I thought that whole idea of why, like, the key and everything, I thought that was a bit stupid. But that's just me. But still, we've got a bit more of Virginia and the fact that she has a sister in Dakota. So we're seeing how Virginia's actions affect like her blood like relatives and family as well, which is an interesting new way of shining light on the character. And the fact that Dakota wants out and doesn't want anything to do with her sister says a lot about Virginia's character, and I think they're building it up to make it a very satisfying thing when they finally get rid of her, I would assume. But yeah, seeing Charlie again as well, a few other people from last season, and some really cool like sequences with the walkers, like when they were like taking them out. There was some good action to break up the episode as well, and I do think the episode flew by for me, which is always a good sign that I enjoyed it. The only thing missing truly was Skidmark, and I hope Skidmark is okay. And yeah, some interesting stuff with that, and I imagine we'll get more from Alicia once we see how she deals with this new outpost, how she deals with Strand's speech at the end, because I feel like we didn't get a lot of like focus on development for her character. She was just kind of around, which is still great because Alicia's awesome. But yeah, there should be some big focuses on her. And let's just be honest, I'm glad she's not painting any fucking trees anymore, because what they did do with her character development in season 5, I wasn't that big on. I thought it was very strange choices they made with her, like the pacifism thing and then the painting trees, and they've completely pretended that seems to have not existed, which is fine. Completely fine by me. I do think the guy she was painting them with, was Wes his name? I do think he's in this season at some point. I do think he's still in the main cast, so maybe they will readdress it, but I'm glad they've kind of had to abandon that, because obviously Virginia wouldn't allow Alicia to just go out and paint trees, which is fair enough, and probably the one thing I like about her. But in bringing Dakota in as well, I like that even Virginia's family just know she's a bitch. So that should be fun. So yeah, hopefully we'll see a bit more of that, but we're still introducing the characters again, and maybe the next episode, I don't know who's left. We haven't seen John and June, we haven't seen Dwight, we haven't seen Grace, so there's still a few more people to catch up with, and I feel like we are going to see new people in every episode, and maybe Morgan's going to be like the run through at the end of every episode, I'm not sure. But I can see where they're going with some things, and while I wasn't a big fan of where they ended up going with the key inside the storage thing, I thought that was a really stupid idea and a stupid plan. It just seemed a bit ugh to me. But it did provide an interesting new direction for, well, maybe old-fashioned new direction for Strand's character, and that way up for him should be really fascinating to see unfold, because I think he is one of the more morally complex and interesting characters on the show in terms of what side he leans on at any one time. You can never really predict it. So yeah, that was that, and some really interesting stuff going on, as always. So overall, really solid episode. I really did enjoy it. Some very interesting ideas with certain characters, and I really liked the opening scene in particular. I thought that was very harrowing and well done. Really set the mood. Strand's character, there's some interesting directions with that. Still not sure how I feel about him killing that poor guy, but needs must, maybe. But that's Strand, I guess. And yeah, we'll see what happens. But season 6 is off to a really awesome start, I think. And hopefully they can continue this new direction, and much improved from season 5 for sure. No more fucking painting trees, please. Thank you, sir, to you. But yeah, that's going to be everything. Really great episode. Very glad that season 6 is getting off to an awesome start. Long may it continue. But until my next reaction, thanks for watching.